Good afternoon. My name is Peter Mott, and today we're doing a DocuSign demo, and we're going to start with a series of different videos. We're going to start with a simple document signing session, simple document that we're going to route for a signature to an end user, and then in the subsequent videos we'll do some more complicated routing and use some of the more complicated features. So DocuSign is all based upon a corporate website or service that DocuSign would host for our company, and then I'm logging in as a DocuSign document creator, so I have the ability as a creator to create documents for electronic signature and route them to people. The people signing the documents do not need any special software or applications whatsoever. They will get a notification in an email that will direct them to a link to sign the documents. There's no cost, no software, no plugins that's necessary. If users choose, they can actually sign the documents on an Android device, an Android phone, an iOS type device or tablet as well. That does require an application to be installed, but it's just an application that's free, that's available from the respective stores for those applications. So the gist of this is anything can be signed by anyone, anywhere, on anything, at any time. So here we're going to get started. So I'm on the DocuSign home screen. I am using a trial account that was given to us during the product evaluation. So the first thing that I'm going to do is sign or get signatures. I'm going to create a new envelope or document. So I'm going to send a document. In this product they talk about documents and envelopes. It's just like a flat rate shipping box. You can actually create as many documents as you want for electronic signature, include them in this site right here, and create an envelope of documents to be signed. And then in that way you're only charged one transaction, which is an envelope that could have 15 documents, and there could be 15 different documents requiring any number of signatures from any number of parties. But like we said before, we're going to keep our demo simple, so we're going to start with the simple one. We're going to take one document and upload it. So we can upload a document from our computer for electronic signature. This is actually, or we can use a template. This is actually, once we implement the project, we'll probably take our standard documents that users sign and we'll create them into templates. That way, if they're in the field, they can log into the application, select a template, complete the template, and route it for signature. They won't have to go through uploading or having those templates with them. They will be available through the corporate. Also, get from cloud. This is actually really sweet how this is integrated into a bunch of different products. So you could actually pull the documents out of, in our case, Google Drive. But if you're a Microsoft shop, OneDrive or Salesforce and applications, or Evernote or Box or Dropbox. So you can pull anything from anywhere. So we could sign anything from a complex contract to a dinner napkin. It doesn't matter. It's not a forms designer. It's an electronic signature and routing package. So I'm going to do our simple example. So I'm going to go here and upload the standard OCC MHA acceptable use policy. So I'm going to take that PDF. Notice it automatically recognized that I have a template for this. So again, if you had a corporate template, the user could just select that. Okay, so that's it. I've got my document in there. Again, it could be a Word document, a PDF, a dinner napkin that I scanned in on the copier as a PDF file to sign. It does not matter. I do not need to know how to use some complex forms package. Anything that I can upload in any format is something that I can choose to sign. So the next part is who is going to sign the document. Now I'm the sender of the document, I'm the originator of it, so I'm automatically going to get a copy of it when it's completed. And I can choose to sign that or not, depends on the business case. But in this case, this is the acceptable use policy, so I'm just going to send this out to a new user that's joined the company so that they can sign it, and then it's going to come back to me. So here's what I'm going to set up. So the first thing is I'm going to take my external user. So I'm taking Peter Scorpentino over here. He's an external user. This is his home email address, and he's going to join the company. So I'm going to have him sign the acceptable use policy before he starts. So he's going to need to sign it. Over here I have a couple things like with a private message, so I can sit there and say, and he'll get that in the email notification. And then I can lock the documents down to identify Peter Scorpentino as Peter Scorpentino. We'll go through those later. This is just our simple one. Okay, so now it's going to go to him, and then the next thing that I want to do is, part of the corporate policy is that I want to have the HIPAA privacy officer doesn't need to sign the document, but he wants to get a copy because a new person has joined the company. And as well as part of, corporate compliance, I'm going to take Edna White in the Human Resources Department. She does not need to sign it, but she also will need to get a copy, so that will go into the HR record. So we basically have one person signing it, and then once that signing is done, everybody gets a copy. So I would get a copy, Peter Scorpentino gets a copy, and so does Edna White. Here's the message that's going to go out, so I can put in any message in here. Alright, now a couple things that I can do here is that by default it is set up that the recipient can choose to sign on paper, so they can opt out and sign on paper and fax it back in. You can turn that feature on or off. And then the other thing is that the document does have a life, so I can preset an expiration day that you only have 90 days to complete the exercise, and then after that it's no longer valid. We also can nag people. This is totally configurable as well. So I'm going to send this to you, and you're getting an email notification, and then I'm going to start nagging you at 15 days, and continue to nag you. All of that totally customizable, but it gets the job done for the routing of the document. So then I go to next. Now here's the actual thing itself that I'm going to sign, and these are the fields that I can populate on the document. So this again is our simple example. So we scroll all the way down to the bottom. It's quite a large document, and with HIPAA security it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this document has to be signed by everybody within the company, and so do any changes. So I go down to here in the print name. Now what's nice about that, because I have the person's name when they log in, I can pre-populate these fields so it'll automatically complete the full name for the person. Then here's the actual signature that the user is going to sign, which we will demonstrate. And then we can actually have it automatically, let the computer do the work, the date signed. So that's it. Basically it's going to capture their full name, put it on the form, they're going to sign it electronically, and the date signed will be stamped on the document. So we're ready to let this go out. Alrighty. The document has went out. We're waiting for somebody to sign it, and that's it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch hats. So, literally here, I'm going to log in as Peter Scorpentino. So here's Peter Scorpentino, and he's at home or at Starbucks or wherever he's at. He's got this email message from us to sign this document. So he goes in here, he's inside of his mail application. He clicks on this, it goes out to the website. He doesn't need any special software, he doesn't need an account or anything. This is the electronic message. I agree to sign, continue. His location, if he wishes to share it, can be shared because it'll actually track everything about this signing, including where it was signed. So here it automatically assigns every document that's signed in here has a unique traceable ID for it. So this is a document ID that's stamped on here. And it looks just like signing paper, except for our administrative assistants won't have to go and do these little paper notes anymore. So I can go through and read the whole document, I can print it out, I can zoom in, I can zoom out. It automatically populated my name, and then in here I'm going to sign. Now I've signed documents within this package before, so it automatically let me choose a signature style. You can upload a signature, you can choose a signature style. It's just basically a stamp. This isn't what makes it legal, it's all the technology behind it. You can draw, so if you were on a tablet like an iPad or an Android pad and you were doing this for the first time, you could draw your signature with your finger. But once you do it, it becomes like a template that you use. So I'm ready to sign this document. I say yes, I'm good, to adopt it and sign it. There it goes, it's embedded my signature object on there, and I say finish. It asked me if I would like to set up a free account with DocuSign. The advantage of doing that is that anything that I sign from DocuSign would be available to me at any time, to review. It's optional, don't have to do it. There's no reason to do it unless you, want to look at the product or you want to keep the documents within their site. You're always going to be given the opportunity when the final document is signed to download it and do whatever you wish with it. So you don't have to do this. So I'll say no thanks. Okay, and that's it. So we come back over to okay, so here I am back in as Peter Mott back at the company, and so here I'm in my email and it says that this document has been completed. So I click on it and then it says this document has been completed. This is my document that I sent to Peter Scorpentino, and so I can review the document. And here is a document again with that unique serial ID tied to it. And here's the document within its entirety. And there's the electronic signature and stamp for the document. And this is a sealed electronic signature, tamper resistant, with an Adobe PDF file. Now here's something that's really slick. If you actually download what we call the combined PDF, what you actually do is this is now the PDF, so you can do whatever you want with this. You can email it, put it in your electronic medical record, update it into your HR system. The cheese stands alone. This, signed, sealed, encrypted, protected, non-tamper resistant file. But what's really neat is if you scroll to the bottom, the very last page, this is what DocuSign actually puts on here, and this is what makes it an encrypted document. The envelope ID is automatically included, and then it actually tells every single thing that happened to the document, when it was viewed, when it was sent, when it was signed, from what IP address, so I can see what Starbucks that you were actually at, or internet service provider, when you actually signed the document. And then if there was a route, because remember we said that after he signed it, that it would go to Edna and it would go to Peter. So it actually shows, that information. And then it actually shows that, as in the previous example, that I actually looked at it and viewed it. So every single thing that touches this, views it, looks at it, or routes it is all embedded within the document as the proof, of that the document was securely delivered, accepted, received, looked at, signed. All of it is all documented in there. Also with a full legal disclaimer that's customizable as well. This is the standard language that comes with electronic signature. It even captured information about the user's computer system as well. And that is the completion of electronic simple signature.